We are being oppressed by outcasts when they are traveling. Neil deGrasse Tyson shouts out, confirming the most puzzling and regrettable discovery made by the Voyager in the last 10 years. A discovery for which experts were not at all ready. The academic community has been unable to sleep since the Voyager spacecraft returned this unsettling data, and everyone is living in a tense situation. The Voyager recently identified these mysterious objects, and engineers, experts, and examiners have been rushed from their stations to face them. The origins and destinations of these strange objects are completely unknown to us. In any case, we cannot dispute that they are unlike anything we have ever seen. What are these mysterious objects that Voyager 1 recently discovered? Today, we'll dissect these responses in Neil deGrasse Tyson's Voyager 1, which has detected 500 incoming dark objects. For nearly half a century, Voyager 1 has been exploring the deep worlds that are inaccessible to ground-based observatories and making discoveries that leave us speechless. Voyager 1 has been the bright center of the little-known region of intergalactic space, the result of colorful characteristics that pour in at the Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Laboratory. We are now more aware of the incredible wonders in our cosmos thanks to this engineering marvel. Another development is the confirmation by Neil deGrasse Tyson that Voyager has identified 500 black objects that are peacefully floating in space. Standard specialists were shaken by this news, which arrived as everyone began to analyze the data from Voyager 1. Not too far away, something unexpected was developing, and solving this entangling puzzle that had baffled even the most brilliant analysts was difficult. Unique interpretations have been circulating since Neil deGrasse Tyson acknowledged this exposure, trying to paint a clear picture that explains the riddle. Scientists could have questioned the veracity of the information if they had assumed it was just another space device that transmitted the kind of confusing data that was lately transmitted from space. In any event, we are referring to Voyager 1, the spacecraft that has exceeded our expectations while traveling across space for nearly 50 years. Voyager 1 has exceeded analysts' projected 3-year future to spend almost 45 years in orbit, producing historic discoveries like a patient who overcomes illness. In the meantime, the most captivating aspect of this remarkable tale is that Voyager is narrating it from a startlingly remote location from Earth. When scientists last checked, the space probe was 14.5 billion miles from Earth, racing through space at a constant speed with no indication that it will slow down anytime soon. According to experts, the spacecraft has been traveling at 18,000 miles per hour, or 10 times the Earth-Sun distance annually. Since one would normally expect the space probe's speed to have substantially decreased given the duration of its space mission, scientists have found this pill to be a little difficult to accept. On a closer examination, it seems like Voyager 1 will definitely be the exception to this rule, and it has once again demonstrated this with its most recent revelations. For analysts, it was much like any other day when Voyager 1 bombarded them with exciting news that would linger in their memories for a long time. Coincidentally, Voyager 1 had discovered several perplexing objects traveling across space. Cosmologists were initially confused when they looked into data indicating that about 500 dark objects had suddenly arisen because this revelation was unrestricted. For a moment, we knew very little about the existence of these items. And then we had experts straining their minds to find the solution to this riddle that nature had placed in their laps. Scientists were in a bind, and there was only one person to blame for the failure: Voyager 1. Surprisingly, experts also understood that the space probe would have to bear the burden of solving this enigma. One or two experts first thought that this announcement might have been an error when it first came to light. They believed that Voyager 1 might be tracking it at first, and as a result, it might give us inaccurate data. Given that Voyager 1 was launched as early as 1977, nearly 50 years of active service for the benefit of humanity, it seems like a reasonable explanation if we want to proceed down the spreading out road. It is reasonable to assume that the space device's computers would have run out of power and begun to malfunction, failing to fulfill their duties and returning subpar data to the ground crew. Despite how captivating this record sounds, scientists have advised that we shouldn't stop there because it would be a betrayal of the Voyager's empathetic nature to not experience the harshness and flyer-like chaos of space. Despite naysayers' hasty assumptions, Voyager 1 has continuously delivered insightful facts about our universe. The space probe's 2 backup computer systems have allowed it to survive for a long time. Voyager 1 has two sets of command subsystems, Flight Data Systems, FDS, and Attitude and Articulation Control Systems, ACS, just like its twin, Voyager 2. This has been the hidden force that has kept the spirit of perseverance high when it comes to space exploration and revelations. Reliable system updates and the ability to turn on inactive computer components were made possible by the clear overt redundancy, extending the system's lifespan. During the design of Voyager 1, engineers on Earth devised a scheme to assist the spacecraft become more efficient. Because of time and power budget limits, they were taking no chances in this area, which meant that the probe's instruments would have to rely on manufactured logic. The electrical engineers came to the conclusion that simplified systems relying on hardware logic would have to be used to construct the instruments. Consequently, Voyager's computer systems comprised 3 dual redundant pairs and 6 onboard processors that were coordinated as a dispersed system. After overcoming this obstacle, experts had to focus on sustaining the systems, which was the next big block thrown in their path. The development of a consistent power management strategy defeated this tremendous test. This is where things get a little interesting. Power management was necessary to keep Voyager's computer systems operating. Assuming we are being explicit, with the space probe's limited power resources, this is a difficult assignment to handle. It involved deploying a tracker with only a few tools into the remote woods to hunt wild animals. By developing strategies to control and optimize power use on board the Voyager, scientists were able to circumvent this problem. The precise shutdown of superfluous systems is a true example of these power management strategies the designers envisioned. Experts were forced to make this difficult decision, so they used a methodical technique to find and turn off components or subsystems that weren't essential to the space probe's primary mission goals. This is seen when we briefly examine radiators connected to particular instruments that needed to be turned off. The original purpose of these radiators was to maintain the instruments at a certain temperature for optimal performance. The scenario was changed, though, because completely turning them off decreased the Voyager's power usage. The Voyager's life expectancy is extended as a result of this drop in the space probe's power usage. Everyone will benefit from this approach, but we must keep in mind that the choice to shut down unnecessary systems is not taken lightly. It is a strategic decision that necessitates a thorough analysis of the trade-offs between power saving and the space probe's scientific objectives. All hands had to be on deck whenever such a choice was made. Analysts and scientists had to get together and evaluate how deactivating particular systems might affect the availability and quality of scientific data. This was a situation where the facts were what mattered, not feelings. In order for the spacecraft to continue collecting crucial data about our universe, the crew was motivated to maximize power efficiency while preserving the spacecraft's key functions. Unfazed, experts and scientists alike thought that nothing should stand in the way of Voyager's discovery of the deep mysteries hidden in the enigmatic realms of space. Mysteries that the cosmos has been keeping from us for a very long time. But NASA experts are using more than just intentional power reduction to keep Voyager 1 running and performing at its best in orbit. They were planning to use another clear advantage they had up their sleeves to benefit the spaceship and experts. The engineers had to devise power management plans that adapt to the constantly shifting conditions of the probe's surroundings. For example, the amount of solar energy accessible to Voyager 1 decreases as it moves farther away from the Sun. We acknowledge that this is a problem, but the designers were ready for it, making sure the spacecraft's power consumption was adjusted appropriately. This adaptable strategy is a success for NASA scientists and engineers since it guarantees that the power resources are used effectively to support the probe's vital functions and data transfer back to Earth. The good news doesn't stop here, though, because throughout the years, experts have been able to improve and expand the spacecraft's power systems thanks to ongoing technological developments and improvements in power management. A closer examination of these improvements would show that they include improvements in power regulation and control, more efficient power distribution, and even better battery charging techniques. For engineers, the application of carefully considered and planned power management strategies has created an exciting opportunity. It has enabled experts to prolong the Voyager 1 spacecraft's operational lifespan in tandem with its twin, Voyager 2. For the academic community and the wider world, this is a huge victory. Voyager 1 now has the necessary strength to probe the depths of the cosmos thanks to the prudent distribution and management of power resources. The revelation reverberated with seismic force through the corridors of scientific investigation. Amidst the immense expanse of interstellar space, 10 years of meticulous scrutiny by Voyager 1 culminated in Neil deGrasse Tyson's crucial pronouncement that resonated around the world. The rocket had inadvertently discovered a vital oddity: 500 enigmatic parts, their causes and origins cloaked in a great deal of mystery, moving stealthily through space. As investigators, engineers, and researchers rushed to understand the implications of Voyager's discovery, this unexpected event set off a frenzied condition of activity inside seasoned specialists, where restless evenings became the norm and tension hung heavy in the air. Voyager 1, a symbol of human ingenuity and willpower, had astounded everyone by sailing well beyond its anticipated life expectancy to become a beacon of discovery in the depths of space. Despite a world where the known laws of physics seemed to falter, carefully crafted to endure the harshness of space travel, its instruments suddenly transmitted data that defied accepted wisdom. The hopes and worries of those confined to Earth were carried by the rocket as it resumed its lonesome voyage through unfamiliar realms. Every signal received and every data transmission revealed new facets of the universe's complexity, appending presumptions and encouraging mankind to reconsider its role in the cosmos. Speculations grew and discussions raged in academic circles following the disturbing disclosure of Voyager 1. Was this a contact with extraterrestrial intelligence? Or was it a window into hitherto unseen phenomena of enormous magnitude? As scientists combed through data streams and scrutinized telemetry reports for elusive clues, the unresolved questions sparked a determined drive for understanding. Despite the ambiguity, one thing was certain: Voyager 1 had revolutionized our knowledge of the cosmos by pushing the boundaries of discovery and motivating future generations to pursue knowledge beyond the stars. As a warning of troublesome news, Neil deGrasse Tyson's critical voice reverberated throughout the academic world. In deep space, Voyager 1 had inadvertently discovered a mystery. 500 dark molecules subtly floated through the measurable emptiness, challenging all established theories. Engineers and scientists alike put them into action, free for all seas. These strange phenomena, unlike anything previously encountered, characterized Voyager 1, our courageous spacecraft that traveled over 50 years. As it proceeded, it pushed limits and updated the guidelines for interstellar travel. Voyager 1's legacy as a sentinel of the universe was evidently far from done as scientists struggled with the ramifications. Its revelations continued to astound and perplex in equal measure.